Uh, all right. We are live for the 28th day, the 28th day of the 28-day drawing challenge. Let me get my app going here. Come on. No. We'll get in there. So welcome everyone. Tonight we will do 2 awesome drawings. One moment. All right, great. Yeah, we'll do 2 awesome drawings tonight. Got some surprises. I'll do that in about a half an hour. Set timer for half an hour.
30 minutes. Counting down.
All right, 30 minutes countdown. Tonight's drawing prompt is the Nightmares in the Closet. Uh-oh. All right, got to share my screen real quick here. That would be great. Share. If you're new here, which doesn't look like it. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. BG. Fossil Girl. Hi. Hi, System of a Steph. I was just going to say, Jose de la Mora, Detective JD, you won last night's contest or drawing, so random drawing. So I already have your address, but just sent you an email tonight. So congratulations on that. Hero Hotel, hello. KK, good evening. There's an old face, Swit. Mr. Swit Craft, hello. Aisha, that's a new name I haven't seen in the chat. Good evening. Final day, Brian. Awesome how consistent you stayed. Yeah, we'll talk about that as I go tonight. Yeah, all right, guys. All right, so yeah, this is the Draw or Die. You know, if you're new here, you know what this is. This is a very inspirational channel. Keep you drawing every day. I've been doing it for 28 days almost straight. I'm only missed a couple days because of a date night with my wife and another thing. Groundhog Day, we messed it up. But yeah, it's been going pretty good. If you're not familiar with it, go to the link, click the newsletter, get on the weekly newsletter at least. That's totally free. The weekly newsletter comes out on Sundays. We have a daily newsletter that's drawing prompts that come out every day at 5 a.m. So they're just waiting for you when you wake up. You know what to draw that day. And there's always a little twist when we're doing like a free month for like this. But when we kick into March, only the March people will know what's up for the daily drawing prompts, but you'll still get the Sunday drawing prompts. So yeah, it looks kind of like this. Just draw every day. Let's take a look at it. You will get it every day. Let's take a look at what's coming up, actually, if you want to see what it looks like behind the scenes. Uh-oh. Done. All right, get out of here. Tomorrow's prompt will be the Strong Woman. And I have a little thing about Women's History Month in there. So I'm gonna resume the notes. I have a little daily blog sort of thing in there for people, just to kind of keep encouraged. Sometimes some little surprises. Jose says, hooray, I won. You did, indeed. You won. Half an hour from now, or less than half an hour, we'll have 2 awesome giveaways. One from Dango Products and one from me. So that's pretty special. So, all right, let's take a look at the Draw or Die. If you're out there drawing, anything you're drawing, it doesn't matter if it's this or not. Hashtag Draw or Die Club. We're over now 5,800 drawings. I know that not every single one flows in here perfectly, but some of you have done it every day. Some of you are catching up. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not a contest. It's just about getting you out there. So Nightmares in the Closet. Let's take a look. There's Brandon's Nightmares from the Closet. That's creepy. Good job. What do we got here? This is from Embarrassing Night Out, day 17. See, Jose's catching up there. Good job. Can't look through them all because I got to get drawn. You know, got a lot to do here tonight. What do we got here? Ghostly Love. Right. Slimer. Awesome. This is great. Raslosin's usually on here. We'll take a look at his stuff later, maybe. Great. I wish I could look through everybody's stuff, but there's a lot. So, and of course, I always see System of a Steph's every morning. She's like on it first thing in the morning when I wake up. I always see hers in there. So great work, everybody, this month. I'm going to start drawing mine now. See, all mine are stacked up here in Procreate. This is the last one, man. This feels weird. I almost can't wait for this to be done because I fell asleep on the couch earlier today. Talk about that in a minute. It wasn't drawing, but I was up at 3:30 in the morning. I woke up. I'm like, what woke me up? And then those I always like say it's like the creative spirits. So yeah, tonight's drawing prompt is nightmares from the closet, right? I won't write it out. You guys know. Nightmares from the closet. Yeah, I will write it out just in case you're watching. Nightmares from the closet. All right, there we go. So that's what I'm drawing tonight. Day 28. I always start real small, so I've had this idea kind of in my head. The special twist today was include a teddy bear. I forgot to do the twist yesterday. It was supposed to be dahlias. That would have been nice to add to that one, but no big deal. Who cares? I don't lose anything, you know. So we're gonna do like a little closet door here. It's gonna be like this, just to kind of, you know. And again, these prompts were all chosen by all these prompts. Let's take a look at them real quick again. So thanks to everybody. Some of you were in the stream here who contributed these back in early January when we were picking them for the February prompt. So many cool ones. We've had so many compliments on like, how did you come up with your drawing prompts? And it was pretty much just all of you, except for Groundhog Day, which was me. And that was an easy one. We've had some cool ones like Funky Wood Animal King and Cold as Ice. We've had a lot of fun this month. I don't know. And if you did it all month, whether you did it all month or not, you have quite a collection of artwork to show off now. So that feels good. Don't be sad if it's over because there's always stuff to draw. We'll talk about that. So I think I'm gonna. I don't want the door to be opening that way. I kind of want the door to be opening this way. Like this. Just like a closet door. And then I'm going to have a little boy standing over here looking up at the. He's going to be like a little blanket. And he's going to be offering up a teddy bear as a sacrifice to this thing that's coming out of the closet. How about that? That sounds like a fun, wholesome drawing. We're going to have like a spill out of things falling out of this closet. It's really nice when you're like drawing monsters and stuff. You could get like really creepy. You see where I'm going with that, right? We'll get there. It's gonna be creepy. I promise you that. All right. I can't seem to see the comments here. It's bothering me. Let's just cut to. Okay. There we go. That's the view that I want. Just so I can kind of quick glance over. So yeah, thanks everybody for doing it or discovering. We've had a couple people discover the jar die community this month. That's the whole point of me doing this too, is just to reach more artists out here on YouTube. I I think YouTube's a great place to do it. Let's go ahead and turn off that guy. YouTube's a great place to do it because this is where a lot of artists are procrastinating. That was my theory, at least. I know this because I'm you. So I'm like, where do I go and procrastinate? YouTube? Yeah. Let's turn down this noise here. Yeah, some of the days I didn't know what I was going to draw. Talk about maybe some of the things I learned doing this month. Number one, I learned a lot about live streaming and how things can go wrong, and then I got it down to a science where like I could pop on here and I thought I only had a few minutes to go, and I'm like, I got this. I got 5 minutes. I can turn these cameras on and stuff, and then boom, something would break. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like just random weirdness, like your sound would be off or something like that. Like just now, right before this stream, I was only a couple minutes late because I got the Spotify running for this little background music thing, and hopefully Opus gets background music soon, so we can just have like some chill. I think I'm probably going to continue to use Opus. You know, I was using something else before. It should not be named, but really appreciate Opus reaching out to me right before this whole thing and saying like, "Hey, why don't you try out this?" And I'm like, "All right, sounds good." So, not an official sponsor, but just it just kind of aligned. That's kind of how it works. So yeah, I learned that I need to be kind of prepared. Like I can get this on. I can get the streams on pretty fast, even with some whatever, you know, mishaps. Um, but it's not. You know, it's. I think you have to put your mind in the right space to do it. So there have been nights where I'm like, I really don't want to stream tonight. Why did I do this to myself? But then I just kind of psych myself up, like I don't care. Let's just do it. And then by the end of the stream, I feel really good about it. Like I'm like, man, that was good. So I guess it's kind of like working out. Talked before I don't work out, but you know, I hear that that's what it's like when you don't want to go to the gym and then you do it, and then you're like, my day was amazing, you know. But I'm doing this at the end of the day, so you know. I also think we have some. Let's see, we got some. We'll check back on the emojis. Now all emojis work inside of Opus. They announced today. So pizza and all the things that weren't working before, they said that all emojis work. So you guys will have to test that. We'll check back in a minute. Let me get into this drawing before we do the giveaway here tonight. Only about 10 minutes or something like that. I'm probably going to go off. Let's check. Let's see. Let's see if those pens drop. Show. I think if you put too many emojis in a row, but there you go. The robot's everything. It's just coming. Let's just drop those real quick. There you go. Sweet. It'll just keep filling up too. So have a blast. What else did I learn this month? That's kind of what I was going to talk about. Well, I've been reading a lot in the mornings, you know. So, and one of the things is like about the automatic. Like it just feels like when you're in that zone. So I guess it's been easier that I draw every day. It's easier for me to like, even if I've had a long day at work and whatnot, I can just kind of instantly kind of get into the zone, and my I could talk while I'm. If you guys weren't here, I might be having that conversation in my mind. You know, like, oh, I think I'm gonna put this little. How many skulls am I gonna have falling out of this closet? Do they all have to be human skulls? Like maybe it'll have some like horns on it. We'll get into the inking stage here in a minute. You know, I'll just talk out loud to myself. I think other artists do that too, like or inside internally. You know, so I've learned to do that on the streams so that it's not just when you get on the stream sometimes and it's like people, um, you know, just sitting there drawing and not talking. But then again, some people just turn the volume down. But I usually bail if there's not something to listen to. That's kind of why I started doing the podcast and stuff like that. So we'll get in here. We'll do this. We'll do this mostly in inks, I think. Yeah, that's probably a better use of the time. You know, we'll put some more detail into that. Kind of like the idea here is like skeletons are falling out of the closet. You know, I saw some other people kind of. System of a Steph had a skeleton in the closet that was really funny. And so that was different for me this month. But also, like, I think reading in the morning and preparing myself mentally for my day. And really, this month, I made that decision to bounce from my day job. That was a biggie. I never thought I'd be doing that this month, especially. You know, I want this to be kind of creepy. Maybe he's looking like he's a nightmare, but he's like, oh, this little boy's not afraid of me. Like, oh, like just because it's a nightmare in your closet doesn't mean it's bad, you know? Like, even if it has like devil horns, some kind of creepy ass, right? Look, someone says, finally caught the tail end of a video. Thanks for the challenge and plan to post my last couple of days in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's also something I wanted to stress about these challenges. You know, I know it's a challenge, and I think we got to forget about it being like I failed or anything like that. We got to get over that because like so many artists during Promptober told me that they feel like or during Inktober, they feel like they failed and then they didn't draw for months, years. And then Promptober made them come back. That was really, you know, pretty cool to hear. It's the fun thing about this is I don't have to worry about like anatomy. It could be like kind of like that thing from the other. There's an eyeball and his, you know, he's just kind of creeping on out. We'll have fun with that. Inking that up. Put some veins on there and some weird creepy stuff. It's got to look, you know, it's got to look creepy coming out of there. Hope it's not too scary for people watching. But hey, these are the nightmares that are in my mind closet. You know, this little boy's not afraid. He's like, hey man, you look upset. You need a teddy bear. The creepier the better. Yeah. Oh boy. No, I can get pretty creepy with. It's almost easier to be like because it's futuristic stuff or creepy stuff. It's like super easy. You know, this will all be black. I want there to be kind of like that weird light coming out. This will be black. This will be black. And then we got to have the kid's shadow, right? We're gonna figure this all out. Figure this out. got to look good for the gram, for we'll fill that more up with like there's just going to be, bones spilling out a little bit. Right. Yeah, but I think I think like preparing myself and going into the zone every night, every single night, because I'm the guy that's like draw every day, but obviously there's days where I don't get to draw, because of the day job or whatever. Tebow says my 8-year-old just left the room. I'm really sorry. Didn't know this was like a family show, but it is Nightmares from the Closet. So I could have done something like Sully or something from Disney. Thought about that. But this channel is called Draw or Die, Todd. So which reminds me of the last year's Three Rivers Comic Con when I first set up the Draw or Die booth thing, or just the table, just the table. This guy, he was a dad, and I could always see the look. It was the greatest thing. Like people would see that big draw every damn day banner, and I could see who was an artist and who's not, because like they would see the banner and they would go. It was just like I was like watching faces as they went by, and as soon as they saw it, they were like, "Oh man, that's for me." And he brought his kid over, and I did the scribble challenge with him and stuff. It was fun. People were confused, like, "Why are you at a Comic Con with this?" And I'm like, "Well, this is the best place to be because I think there's a lot of people. Like, I'm always trying to get my, this brand, this mission is like, might as well get where people are gonna be that are feeling like I was feeling. So that's like roaming around at Comic Cons, right? Or going out feeling like, what are you looking to procrastinate? You're like on TV or something, watching TV. I can't be on your TV, but you're usually on YouTube, messing around on social media. So I'm like, this is the perfect place to find artists that are feeling a little stuck. Is at a Comic Con, like, wow, my dreams suck. Most artists will go to Comic Cons and get energized, and then they'll come home and never draw anything again. Um, yeah, he's going to be saying something. So that was pretty quick. That was like a little less than 20-minute draw, a little sketch, and I'm going to ink that up. I don't know how much time we have till the giveaway, probably 5 minutes. So I'm going to start inking this. But anyways, that guy was like, he came up with his son, and he's like, "Is this age appropriate?" And I'm like, "Dude, there's a giant skull on my banner. I don't know. Like, are you cool with that? Like, it looks like a pirate ship, kind of. Kids see Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. So, all right, you know." And he bought a pack of buttons, and I knew it was for him. But he's like, "I want to encourage my son to draw," and I had the little scribble challenge packs. So that felt pretty good. I was like, "All right, I don't know what to do here." And Alicia, my wife, was like, "This is very interesting that you've got like two subsets here. You've got aspiring artists, like kids that are like drawn to this stuff, just like I was when I was a kid. Like when we talked about that way back on like day 3 or 4, when I was drawing Iron Maiden when I was in 5th grade. I know that there's kids out there like me that are looking at this stuff going, "Oh," and then their parents are supporting them, and like, that's interesting. um, so I've got that subset of people that I see out there. I don't know if they're the same people that are finding me online, but I have talked to some people like that. All right, let's just do the regular old inking brush, and then there's the what do I call that audience member? Me, it's basically me, like what's his like Jack from Fight Club. Like you're just you're in something, you tried something, you failed at it, you feel miserable when you can't draw every day, but you gotta support your fam. You gotta take care of stuff. You gotta take care of business. Gotta pay the bills. Gotta follow the machine. Gotta pay your loans. You're in debt. you're an artist and like you're dying inside because you can't do what you really want to do. So when I was talking to this with my coach guy a long time ago, not only a year ago, he's like, who are you wanting to talk to? When we finally narrowed it down, I'm like, I think I'm talking to that person. I think that person is me. Like I feel like it's another version of me that I'm trying to reach, like me in the past that was feeling that way. I hadn't drawn for, I don't know, I'm gonna say close to 2 years. Nothing meaningful. Like I drew stuff for work. I gave up comics, and I, I told this story sometimes. So if you hear it again and again, just deal with it. But when Alicia and I were first dating, she saw my little studio and stuff. Like I always set it up. It was always ready. It was always ready to be used. And she's like, "Why aren't you in comics anymore? This is crazy." Like when she Googled me, she's like, "You're somebody. You're somebody." And I'm like, "Oh, comics suck. Like the whole industry is terrible, and like I can make more money doing other stuff." And I'm drawn for YouTubers now. Like that kind of stuff at my day job. Felt better. Felt like I was hiding from failure, maybe. And she's like, "That's a waste." She's like, "That's a real waste of your talent. You should be doing. You have the magical ability to kind of sit down and draw any story that you want. And you're gonna waste that." And I'm like, "Damn, girl, marry me." And then I did after a while, um, but I got back into comics, and then she saw exactly what I said, that comics are shit. Like Mark Ludina, hey man, just posted my final drawing, managed to do them all anyways. This is looking good, DJ. Thank you. Hey, congratulations. How's that feel? It feels good. Like there's nobody else. Like people are gonna go, yeah, great, you drew 28 days in a row. But I think it's amazing. And even when I go back and when I pull out here and I look at the Procreate file, and I'm like, holy cow, that's a lot of drawing. It's at least an hour and a half every night, at least. I think I went a little long. So, what are you looking at here? 28 days times at least an hour and a half a day. Do the math. That's how many hours we put in this. For me, I mean, I keep it to about an hour and a half. When I'm drawing every day, that kind of thing, there might be days where I only get to draw for 15 minutes, but at least I sketch something. So, yeah, everybody celebrate everybody. Congrats. Steph did it. A few of you other, if you did, where did my camera go? There we go. Getting a lot of emojis up there. Let's dump those. It's almost time for the drawing. I could feel it. The drawing of drawings. Isn't that strange? The drawing from the nightly drawing. But yeah, I committed sometime. It was crazy in January. I'm like, what are we doing in February? We have anything going on? We're not doing any trips or anything. Alicia's like, no, we got to hunker down. And I'm like, all right, well, if we're in hunker down mode, then I'm going to draw every night. How about that? And she's like, oh, whatever. Do you. Boo. She didn't say that, but anyways, I'm all over the place here, but just kind of thinking it's almost been a year now. At the end of March, it'll be 1 year of the Draw or Die newsletter. Came out like March 27th. So I'm going to do something special in the newsletter. Please be in that newsletter. We will do something cool and special for that. And I don't know what yet. I'm thinking about it. Can't do anything really crazy. You know, we won't make flesh hanging. We don't want to be too scary. All right. um. Okay, we're gonna just get this before the alarm goes off. Come on, I can feel it coming. I can feel that alarm inside. It's coming any minute now. Let's see what happens there. All right, there we go. Black. Not bad. 30 minutes in. All right. And a bunch of yammering from me. But yeah, I just keep thinking about, I'm just having like, just thinking about the spirit of the Draw or Die Club and even old friends here. I don't know if Swit's still in here, but I mean, I've known him for forever. It seems like we've known each other forever. Like old Pittsburgh Comic Con days, he was around, and he bought my first iPad or my second iPad. I think it might have been my second iPad. He bought that from me down in Florida when I was in Florida for. Oh, that's giveaway time. All right, I'm gonna finish this story real quick. I was in Florida on a fluke because we got paid to go draw at a wedding. I think I've talked about that before. Like someone paid us to go fly to Tampa to draw a wedding, guys. Like I'm not even that great of a caricature artist. Yeah, Swit. All right, man. 2006. Man. Seems like a long time ago. So that would have been Hero by Night year, yeah. When I was some big shit. You know, my success, my 15-minute year. His son uses my old iPad to draw. That's cool. Those things hold up, man. These things hold up. This is only my second one. No, this is my third iPad because I sold the other one too for online. But then you could sell them and put them towards the new one. But anyways, yeah, I just want to tell artists like, can you believe that the right people found me and asked me, "Will you fly to our wedding in Tampa?" And I'm like, "I don't have a suit." And they're like, "We'll pay for your suit." I'm like, "What? Insanity!" That's a great story. The whole thing is a great story. But uh, Swit was down there, and we met up at that he went to the hotel where this crazy wedding was happening. It's the fanciest wedding I've ever been to. Bought the iPad. I was like, cool. And then he moved back up here to Pittsburgh, so we got to get together. We were just talking about that. Now that the apparently the danger is done. Hey, okay, let me go full screen, and maybe hey, Swit, maybe we'll bring back the 7x7 crew here now that Sean Atkins and Mikey Wood and all those old school cartoonists from Pittsburgh. Now you're up here and you're really great. So, all right, let's do the giveaway tonight. Yeah, serendipitous. There is no such thing as coincidence, my friend. All right, tonight's drawing. Now, all you got to do, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do this part. If you're watching the stream tonight, there's 21 people. That's a record. That's good. That's good. All right. So if you're watching the stream tonight, all you have to do is email DJ at. There's a little bit different tonight. At Draw or Die Club. You see at the bottom there. Draw or Die Club. Well, I'm not even sharing my screen here. Draw or Die Club. Just like at the bottom, .com. DJ at Draw or Die Club. Email that tonight, but you're going to do something special. Don't just throw that in there right now. Hey, look, there's Sean. So I just mentioned Sean, right? I should have probably posted this on Facebook too, because just get all that. What do you think, Sean? Return to kind of 7x7. Like, let's not kill each other with the schedule, but we get Swit in there. We get Mikey Wood. Get together and do a drawing thing. Yeah. All right. So this is what I want you to do. So tonight, Dango sent me. They sent me those pens. They sent me also switch to full screen here. Right. Nope, that's not me. Where am I? There I am. All right. Dango sent me a big package right before this month started. They're just like, hey, give it away or whatever. And this one is, and let me turn down this stupid music here. All right. This is a tactical wallet, okay? So, some of you ladies out there might not need a tactical wallet. Or maybe you do want a tactical wallet, but it's pretty cool. It's the I'm getting all the stuff because they sent it. They sent a ton of stuff. This is the T1 tactical wallet from Dango. So like, there's some multi tools and stuff in there. If you're ever like trapped or whatever, comes with some paracord just in case you're trapped. You'll be a cartoonist and you'll have this rope that can save your life. It'll be super cool. But the thing looks like this, kind of, and it has I put a sketch wallet in there. It goes on the band. Let's just flip that around so you can see it's just a band there. And it's got some, you can pull that open and stick like a million cards. What? There we go. A million cards in there. But it also has the crazy multi-tool thing that slides out. I can't do it right now. I'll probably cut myself, and I'm not going to do that. And then you got the pen loop thing that slides in there. So you can really build this wallet out. And then, of course, you have the sketch pad, the mini sketch pad. So, and also this part of the drawing. So what you're going to do tonight, this is the first half. If you would prefer to have this wallet, you put this first. You put Dango first in the email if you prefer the wallet over the other thing that I'm going to give away. Or you could just say whatever. Just give me whatever, man. But this is like really cool, chunky, like you got to take this out before you get on an airplane, of course, because you might hijack it and whatever. But I like these wallets. I have one. My other wallet's downstairs. You've seen me maybe drawing them on the videos sometimes. I really like them. This is not the sketch wallet. This is the tactical wallet, but they sent this to me. It's a very high quality wallet, the T1 tactical wallet. And it's got a bunch of goodies. And it also has, they sent me extra mini sketchbooks as well. So you get the 3 sketchbooks and the Dango wallet, and you will get a year of the drawing prompt email. So that's like $55, right? If you don't win it, you should still join that. Yeah, that's an improvement. Yeah. Mark has a tactical wallet. So you can also gift it to someone if you'd like. Now, that's very nice. And thank you, Dango, for doing that. They've been really supportive of the work. So I really appreciate that. They really do want to, they seem like really good folks here in the United States that are making this stuff in this country. And it's very it's a little more manly than I am, I think. But I'm like, hey, this is a different market. I'm using it. I got it for a gift, and they're very expensive wallets, and I really like them. Anyways, giveaway number 2 is I've made these. They're coming soon. They were supposed to be out by now. But this is my own drawing little notebooks, like my own little field notes. I just wanted them because there's a small version, draw small, and there's a bigger version, like a regular field notes size version, right? And, on good days, on bad days, draw every day, right? And I also got a quote from Mr. Kirby in there. Our dreams make us large. Let's get your mind out of the gutters, though. And then in the back, there's the key benefits of drawing every day, which is in every single drawing prompt. So now you'll have the drawing prompts every day, and you'll know what to draw for 10 minutes or whatever. And even if you're drawing small, you'll have the small thing. So I'm going to be selling these soon on the website. And I'm throwing in, so these 2, and then just something from my personal collection. And I only give these out to people that I really like. So coworkers, family, friends, or people that are having some troubles or something like that, or just someone that I just admire. So I wish I can give them all away, but they're really rare. They're hard to get. It's a Pete Pirate Life coin. So I don't know if you know Peter McKinnon, but this is the copper coin. Wait, let's see if we can zoom it in. It's the Pete's Pirate Life. So you can Google this and find out what it is. And then on the back, it says, the best things in life aren't things, which I know is ironic that I'm giving away things. See how close I can get without. I'm just using the product feature on this camera. So this is a copper coin. I've got, they only come out rarely. And the trick with that is that Pete wants people to do is to give them away. So, you get like a 5-pack when you buy them. And then people flip them on eBay. And if you get caught flipping these on eBay, he'll kick you out of the club. But Pete McKinnon definitely has that spirit that I connect with, that the creative spirit, let's call it. So, yeah, you got the 2 notebooks and a Pete coin and the yearly stuff. Uh, and only my close friends I give the coins to. So there you go. All you have to do, if you would rather have that, you put that first. And not that I'm saying anything like maybe I'll like you better if you put that first rather than the, but no, I don't care. You can just say either or, and I will randomly put you in for that. So that's it. That's tonight's 2 giveaways for the 28-day thing. That's pretty cool. I might do an extra one. No, I'm not going to do. I was going to do an extra one for the weekly email for the people that missed this stream. But you know what? This is for you 21 people that are watching. It doesn't count. My son's probably in here watching. You don't get it, dude. Sorry. You don't get it. Doesn't have to be a subject line. You can just put it in the email, like you want the notebooks or you want the dango first. Like you could say or either or whatever. If it doesn't matter to you, because I'm going to separate them and I'm going to do 2 drawings. Right? I'm going to put everybody's name. And if you won already this week, you're in it. Everybody. So Steph, KK, I see Jose, Ella, all you guys that are in here, you can win tonight. You can win it all. Win it all. So, all right. Uh-oh. Okay, so it wouldn't be a good stream without the iPad freezing here. So I'm going to restart the iPad thing, or not the iPad, but the screen share thing that I use. Too much moving around. Okay. I'm getting there. 1 second. See what I mean? You learn this when you're live streaming for 28 days in a row. You just learn to roll with it. And then we got to reshare this. It only takes like a couple seconds. When I was first using this, even Opus was like, check out how DJ used emoji rain whenever his iPad froze. So, all right, back to our drawing nightmares in the closet. Grand prize, I'm in. Yes, Jose. Do it. And it is very random. I throw the names inside of the randomizer.org thing that we use, and I just throw it in there. And then whatever comes up, I'm honest about it. I wanted to live stream that too, but I just don't have time for all that shit. So, cool. All right, let's go live. Let's go full screen here while we finish this up, or get this finish it up. It's going to be a little while. I'm going to talk for a little bit more, tell a little bit more about that story. I think it's worth repeating how I met Swit here, so how he's in there. But I appreciate you guys for watching and listening, or coming back later and listening again, whatever. I've told this story before, but let me tell it again. I was at Wizard World Comic Con, which took over Pittsburgh Comic Con. There was a lot of drama about that. I had gotten some artists some booths, and people were like salty that this corporation was coming in and running the show, and there was a lot of drama and whatever. Some people didn't go because it was too expensive. They're like, I'm not going to that Comic Con because people can't afford to get in. It's $50, or I don't know, it was like $40 to get in or something. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it'll be a ghost town. And it was. There wasn't a whole lot of people there at that Comic Con. But I did it. And I think I did it 2 years in a row. That's when I've told the Lou Ferrigno story on these streams early on, I got to be on TV with Lou Ferrigno, the whole Lou Ferrigno saga. My life. And I'm at this show, and this couple comes up with this boy, and I thought it was like their son, right? And they're like, "Can you draw Captain America? Can you draw us all as a family of Captain America?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I do that." And then that couple, turns out that was their nephew. They were in town, and just a really wonderful, pleasant family, you know. And the lady was like talking to Alicia, saying like, "Can he do this for? Can he draw like 50 of these for like a work thing?" And she's like, "Sure." And I'm like, "I'm going to Germany. I don't have time for this." And Alicia's like, "We'll figure it out." And she did. And that was part one of this story. And I came back from Germany from a work trip, and then um, um, one second, I gotta tell my second. Hold on. Um, so um, it's distracting me. One second. Pulled me out of my zone here. Yeah, so that's part one of the story. You know, we did it. Came back from work, came back from the trip, and did a bunch of stuff for a sketch cover for Christmas for this holiday party for this lady Marissa, and then she's like, "Are you guys going to come to my wedding in Tampa?" And we're like, "Ha ha ha!" Like, we never thought that would happen. And then about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks before their wedding, they're like, "You guys are coming?" And I'm like, I'm laying in bed going, "Nah, I'm not doing that, Alicia." And she's like, "We could do it." I'm like, "I can't. So tired. So tired." And we just threw it together and we did it. We're like, they did everything they said they were gonna do. They and I couldn't believe it. I'm just riding with the wave, you know. I'm like, all right, let's just see how this goes. And so Michael and Marissa had us at their wedding. I got myself in a suit, black suit, of course, because you know. And we set up an iPad situation where I could I could draw on an iPad and print out the caricatures. I wasn't really fast at caricatures live. And I was very nervous about this, and I told them this. I'm like, but if anybody, you know, if I can't get everybody at the show, I'll email or I'll mail them their drawing. And so we did that, and it's quite a many. I don't know how many, but it was a lot. And then like one thing leads to another. So with that, here's Swit, right? He just happened to be down there. He came and met me at that hotel because I'm like, I don't have much time. I'm on a tight timetable here. We got to do this wedding today, and then we're flying out tomorrow morning. It was crazy. And he came down and bought my old iPad. So I brought the old iPad. He bought that, and but I did a whole wedding there. I forget how much I got paid. You know, $1,200 or something plus travel for a couple hours of work. And I'm like, I was thinking back then, I'm like, this is crazy. Think about that. There's a Comic Con that no artist wanted to do. Why is this still on there? Why is this still on? Sorry. Um, Artists skipped it, and I went and I met those people, and it led to a few $1,000s worth of work. No more, you know, a few $1,000s worth of work. That's safe to say because I did the Christmas thing, and then at that wedding, I also found Jason was a guy that showed up and was like, "Hey, man, that was my son that was at that thing," and he was like a super nice guy, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" And he's like, "I'm from Pittsburgh. You're gonna come to my wedding," and he had like a llama at his wedding, and it was cool as shit. Like caricatures are hard, but I mean, you can get enough likenesses down. That's why I said like I got the video on the channel that's like learn how to capture a likeness as quickly as you can. It might not have to look exactly like them. One of my tricks was I would make ladies that were a little older look a little prettier. I guess I didn't mean to do it. I just wouldn't draw all the lines on their face, and they would be like, "Oh my God, Susie, look at this!" oh my goodness, he drew you sexy and all that. Like, oh, and then I gotta draw me. You know, it's like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? So we got a kick out of that. It's like I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just trying to be like a little kind, but you know, but the whole time I'm sitting there going like, what is happening? We are at this like $1 million wedding or whatever. It was beautiful. It's like I never seen anything like it. We call it the soap opera wedding. It was beautiful. And then Jason's wedding was in his backyard, and it was wonderful too. And it rained, and I had to leave early, and I felt bad because I'm like, hey, listen, I technology doesn't do well in the rain, and I couldn't really afford another iPad at that moment. So like, I got a split guy, but I'll draw everybody's stuff, and I did. And then that turned into like, you never know who you're gonna meet. We talked about this like with the genie night. You know, we talked about this. Go back and look at the genie night. I tell you the secret, like how things just connect weirdly and how you got to pay attention. And now it's in the book that I'm reading now by Rick Rubin. Uh, it's called The Creative Act. You should look up that book about how you got to pay attention to the signs around you and just use your imagination and tap into creativity. And it just seems like magic. It makes life more interesting. It might not be real. It might be your imagination, but screw it because life's pretty, miserable at best sometimes. You might as well use your imagination. That's what I try to do. So I think it was just serendipitous that I met Jason, and then my son was in college and he was in for computer stuff, and then it turned out that Jason was a big wig in computer stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't really know what they do. It's just smart people stuff, not drawing pictures like me. Smart people stuff. I think that stuff's magic. Computers and coding, and it's wonderful magic that I'm using here. And he got an internship at that place, and now he's there full time, and it's crazy the way that things connect. Had I not went to that Comic Con, think about that. Had I not went to that Comic Con and said and was just grumpy, and like there was a lot of grumpy artists that were like, I'm not going because Wizard, ba ba ba, and I'm like, they were nice to me. Let's go, let's do it. Had I not done that and had the right mindset, none of this stuff would have happened. My son might not have that job. Who knows what Swit wouldn't have had that iPad. Butterfly effect. That's how I think about shit. It's weird. Makes it more interesting to think about. By the way, there's the email address for tonight's drawing giveaway. I'm going to keep it up there. If you don't know what it is, because some people miss it, that's it. Just email that. You're in the drawing for tonight. 2 drawings tonight. And I'll email the winners tomorrow, and then you'll be notified. And then this weekend's newsletter, I'm going to talk about everybody. Say bad things about you. No, I'm going to talk about everybody. That's what the newsletter is going to be this Sunday. And we're going to get back on track with the regularly scheduled Draw or Die program. I've reached out crazily. I just sent a message today to Stephen Pressfield. I've been talking about his book a lot as I was reading it this month, and it really kind of, honestly, that book made me quit my day job. That book made me quit my day job. Like it made me feel more confident in my choices in life and not be as afraid. And so I messaged Stephen Pressfield, and I'm like, hey man, I would love to have you. I know I'm a little tiny. I'm not like nothing. I'm a nobody, but we got 1,800 people on this Draw or Die list, a few thousand on the channel, and I feel like they could use what he's throwing down, And so I fired that off this evening to Stephen Pressfield on his website, like, hey, if you would ever be on have an interview with you on the podcast. So Thursday night podcast, 8 p.m. We're gonna do some more drawing streams like this, but nothing like nightly. For a while, I need some evenings to catch up on. So I need to catch up on some things. I got a couple Last of Us to watch. I got some movies. There's a bunch of TV shows. I like to do that too. I like to watch and consume things. Not all about work forever as a slave. My wife and I like to do things. We need to spend more time together too, and it's important. We're gonna save this bubble because I kind of know what I'm gonna put in there, but let me get rid of the jar die email address. But yeah, that's just those crazy stories. I hope some of the crazy shit that I talked about during these streams, if you haven't heard it and this is the first time you're seeing it, just go back and listen to, sometimes I would just ramble, like some things. Hopefully I didn't say anything bad, but what are they gonna, nothing bad's going to happen to me. I just told you how I was feeling, and maybe a little bit too transparent some nights about how I was feeling, but who cares? Some things are better left unsaid, but Teddy for your soul. I need that Teddy to the closet so fast. All right, back to emoji mode. All right. Whoa, look at all these emojis that fell. All right. That's why I like this Opus thing, man. All right, I'm going to drop those emojis. And then I'm going to ink this, or start coloring this, so you know the deal. If you've been watching how I do this real quick. 57 minutes, I mean, that's not bad. We did a giveaway. I drew a little thing. Talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of reflecting too about what the heck. When I started this, I'm like, who knows if anybody is going to even, are they going to think that I'm a phony? There was all those ideas. The imposter syndrome was inside me too. They're going to be like, what does this guy know? He failed at a bunch of shit. Um, why would we listen to him? I was in there, still in there sometimes. I'm like, man, I shouldn't talk about this because there's guys out there that don't like me. And I know, I see them. I had a couple people say some negative things to me, but then I would get messages every day. I still get messages every day on my Instagram, email, people just saying thank you. I got this. Like, look, I keep these things really nearby, but I got this from Rickman, and I put the zip code wrong on there, but I got a zip code box there, and he sent me. Let's see what it is. I wasn't even going to show this, but he sent me some of his stickers. Some stuff's just private, but this is good to show. Like he sent me his cool stickers that I'm going to put maybe on my new MacBook thing that I got. He sent me a bunch of stickers. He's got this nice letter that he sent me. I love your IG and podcast, your inspiration. Words have helped me along many times. I've sent you some stickers, and I'm trying to read this off the screen, and a magnet that I've done as a thank you. Right? And I really I gotta say, nothing. Thank you for the kind words, Rickman, but I really like that you have this blue and this green. Like he's got some kind of style going there. I like that. But I get these things all the time, and that's what fuels me. Then I'm like, all right, I'm not going to quit this. It's been almost a year. I'm going to keep going. I got this. I'm like, should I order these sketchbooks? It's like $2,000. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to sell 2,000. Like the voice in your mind is saying like, don't do that thing. be careful, be safe. Don't. I'm like, who cares? Like, we're gonna do it. If I have 500 notebooks in there, I'm gonna draw on them forever. That's the end game there. Those are the only dice that I'll. What am I gonna lose? What am I gonna lose? But I got a good feeling about all this. I got a good feeling. I'm helping. I feel like there's something different about all of this shit. That's different. That made me feel better. Um, it's like a reciprocal thing. Like the days that I'm feeling bad, all I got to do is open up my messages and be like, "Wow, look at these sad motherfuckers." No, I'm like, no. I'm like, I open up my messages and it's somebody saying something. Sometimes it's heavy. It's too much. It's like I can't. I wish I could help you, but I could teach you to help yourself, maybe. A little bit. Yes, order them. Yeah, think of it as investing in yourself. Yeah. And nothing wrong with having a lot of sketchbooks. You should see my closet. Why do you think I've been giving away like field notes and stuff this week? I'm like, I got a lot of field notes. I'm never going to draw on all these. I'll share some. And if you like field notes, there's a group called Field Nuts, and they trade those things. They trade different editions and stuff. And so some of those ones I was giving out are actually pretty, you could swap them if you want. They're collectibles, or just draw on them. Have a good time. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's been an awesome year. Way more awesome than the year before because we were dealing with, pandemic stuff and like, are we all going to die? What does this mean? What are we doing with life? And this coloring will get together real fast, guys. If you've watched the other streams, once I'm done with this part, kind of flatten it in just enough, and then we'll get in there with that gouache brush, and then it just comes together super fast. Before you know it, this night will be over. This month will be over. But yeah, uh, I'm just very grateful for also the comments from the people lately on YouTube. I'm just trying to like let YouTube figure out how to find my people because it's an old channel. I've had a YouTube channel here forever, but it was full of random junk, which confuses YouTube. And instead of starting a new channel, I was like, well, I got a few thousand. I might as well, or I got a couple thousand. I might as well keep it and let it filter out. It takes longer for YouTube to figure out an old channel and repurposing it around this stuff, like talking to you guys. Recently, it feels like YouTube is helping me find the exact person I'm looking for. Like Todd, right? Is it Todd T. Bowman on here? I think it's Todd. He said that he's been in the corporate world for now 20 something years. He probably has his volume off because I'm scaring his children, and um, that's me. That's me, Todd. Yeah, okay. Tebow, gonna do the pose. Um, and I'm like, wow. So Todd, did you find me on YouTube, or did you find me somewhere else? I'm curious. I'm just curious because it feels like lately I've been getting messages and comments. Yes, sir. So this is kind of like proof live that YouTube works because I'm going to tell you, I have a document that I have set aside about what I just said. Like, and this is nothing against you, sir. Like, but you are kind of like me. Like, I was in corporate world for 10 years now in a fun job, no doubt. But, I didn't draw a whole lot for a couple of years. And I don't know, inside I felt that I was like, I got to draw or I just feel moody or I feel grumpy or dead inside, draw or die. Right. And even telling guys that are like, dude, you don't have to be working on a graphic novel or a screenplay or anything. You're just drawing this weird monster coming out of a closet. It's fun. You got your little tiny notebook, 10 minutes a day. I also showed what I do on Zoom calls. Where is that? Sometimes I do this on Zoom calls. Look at this. If my work people have been watching me too, because they're like sad that I'm leaving, but I'll like draw them. I'll draw their little faces on Zoom calls. Not this guy, or not this guy here. He's a fisherman. I added a hat to a guy, but like this girl here, this girl here, that's Sophie. This guy here with the glasses, that's Franz. You know, people on Zoom calls. It's just a good, you know, pro tip. If you're on a lot of calls, Todd, you can you can double work on your likenesses. Um, but it made me feel better, like doing that over the years, where I used to like hide. Like for the first couple of years, I had some bosses that are long gone now. Corporate world, corporate world. I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, I've had long days. We call them meeting marathon days. Pretty soon, not anymore for me, but hopefully, who knows. But now everybody knows what the heck I'm doing on Zoom calls when I'm like, fascinating. DJ, do you have anything to add? You look like the actor from that one movie from the 80s. Thank you for your contribution. Aw. Can everyone else hear me? Yeah, everyone else can hear me. Andre says, I can't hear a thing. Audio is not working. Well, maybe you come back for the replay. It's funny. Is it someone from my work, Andres? That sounds like a yeah, no. Yeah. No, I appreciate my job and appreciate everybody there. Honestly, I think you learn from. I was reading somebody else that was like, you learn from everybody. So even people I didn't necessarily like over the years, you learn something from them, or you learn a different perspective. Or Stoicism helped me with that a lot. Back in the old days of webcomics days. Is anyone? Maybe no one knows that part of me, but webcomics, I was young and in my 20s and fiery, and said a lot of things I probably regret. And when you do when you're young, stupid. But that's what you learn growing up. That Bruce Springsteen song, "Growing Up." And then reading things like Pressfield, man, like holy shit. Like I'm like, dude, this makes me feel so much better. It makes me feel so much better. Like this guy picked. He didn't get his. I mean, I've talked about it, but it's just amazing. Like, what an amazing story. I hope I get to talk to him. He's an amazing guy. Very inspirational. And you know what? I want to say something else about Stephen Pressfield. And I can't show you. I wish I would have brought it to show you guys. But I ordered from his website. I almost want to just run and get it right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to run and get it because it's very important. I'm going to kill my cam for a second. One sec. That way you guys can't see that I'm in my pajama pants. Be right back. Wait. No, because if you think that I've died or something, like, let's do this. Let's switch to this. I'm gonna hide this so you can't see that I'm in my pajama pants. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something. All right, got it. Okay, anticipation. That's what they call retention. Oh. All right, retention value on YouTube. I got the stuff. All right, I'm going to show it off. This is usually downstairs next to my. Stay tuned, everyone. This is good. This is day 28, so like, let's have some fun here. This is going to go a little longer. I'm just going to show you real quick though, because I'm talking about Pressfield, and I showed the book off earlier. Okay, let's go back to this. All right. So in his book, Government Cheese, which is right here. Although I took the jacket off of it. That's his book, Government Cheese. It's his memoir. All right. He references this book a lot, Stephen Pressfield, The Knowledge. So I was like, I gotta buy this. I gotta buy this. But you buy this from like Black Irish Books. It's like his own book company. There's a picture of him from like, I don't know. I'm gonna say like the 80s. Who knows? I haven't read this one yet. But when I got this, I bought this for like $20 from his Black Irish website, stephenpressfield.com. I'll put it in the chat, maybe. Let's do that. Stephen with a V, stephenpressfield.com. But it came with like a little mini book, right? Look at that. It's just like a little tiny mini book that's like about screenwriting. And then this was the cutest thing. There's a little postcard that says thank you from Steve and Sean. And then the lady that packed it in Fayetteville, Georgia. And he's not like an anti-Amazon thing. You can buy his books on Amazon too. But he's saying when you buy from blackirishbooks.com, you're supporting real people. So anyways, I just wanted to show that. It was worth running. And then also, this is the book that I'm referencing now. It's called The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. So this has been the Draw or Die Book Club. I got to get back to drawing now. But just wanted to reference what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Pressfield. It made me feel so much better about the choices I was making lately. Or like, should I jump? Should I stay? Can I suck it up? And I'm not going to complain about anything from work life, but feel in certain ways. You've read the email maybe. Can I suck this up? Am I just being over dramatic? Is my health in danger? All those things were kind of bothering me. And reading his book, I was just like, it's going to be okay. I don't want to become destitute. Clearly, my wife doesn't want that either. Like we want to live. But I was like, it's what? It reminded me that everything's going to be all right. This guy went and picked apples on orchards and stuff when I don't know how old he was. He didn't really say in the book, but I'm going to say probably in his 30s, late 20s. He went all different kinds of ways in life. And I have too, I've got my own crazy stories, And I'm like, wait a minute. I relate to this in so many ways, And I think you do too, like whatever, like, cause I feel like there's we're speaking to the same thing here. I've been telling people, like, when I read especially that Creative Act book, it's got quite just when you read stuff in it, you're like, oh, I know exactly what he's talking about. I don't think normal people know what he means, but I know what he means. It's weird. If you're a creative spirit, then you know exactly what he's talking about, that Rick Rubin and Stephen Pressfield. And we're all kind of, and those books were written far apart, pretty far apart, I guess. Stuff from the 80s and 70s, memoirs to what Rick Rubin's writing now. Like, we're all kind of connected in that creativity um, spirit that we share, or the feeling here of draw or die, all that. I'm just going to, so let's go ahead and just give it a base of blue. Gotta hurry up a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, sounds crazy, but it's fun to think that way. It's fun to think about life like that. And try to support each other and try and instead of tearing each other down. I'm not perfect. I still find myself slipping into that sometimes, where like, someone I don't like necessarily and they're having a bad time and I'm like, good. And then I'm like, oh, no, 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 not good. I correct myself. I'm like, that's not good. They're struggling. Everybody's struggling, and I could be struggling again, someday. So, um, and artists are struggling because, come on, you know, there's a reason we all have to go work corporate jobs and things like that, and it's nobody's fault. It's just that this society is, diminished the value of art, which is my main concern. A little bit of a concern with AI art. I don't have. That's something we talk about on the podcast a lot. We were talking about the AI art when it was blowing off back last fall. And I was like, maybe I'm for it, maybe I'm not. I don't know. Like, it's just a thing, just a tool. And then when I found out it was stealing people's stuff, I was like, oh, this is wrong. That's weird. But then my stoicism part says, like, you're allowed not to have an opinion on those things. You're not just turning the other way, but you're like, this is making me feel bad, or this is making me feel weird. It's not serving my creative spirit. Like, now I feel like I'm not like, um, thank you. Poor kid, I had to pee my pants. Yeah, but we live in fear a lot of the times from things, and artists are a lot of artists I was talking to, still to this day, are afraid like this thing is coming for their jobs, and I'm like, what jobs? What jobs are you talking about? Like, there's not that many art jobs that this robot's coming for, guys. You got to just forget about that and just do your deal. You know, do your own thing. Because it's not the robot that's coming for you; it's your fear, right? You get it? That's what I feel like. I can feel it when I'm like, why am I afraid right now? Because a bunch of other people are telling me to be afraid of this thing, and I'm like, maybe I should learn to use this thing. Maybe I should, I'm listening to other people that are saying that. I'm not gonna, because I don't really care. I think it's stupid, and AI can't draw hands. But I want to understand it. I don't want to be the guy that's like, I prefer horse and buggies. I want to be the guy that's like, oh yeah, sweet. I'm glad that your computer can do that. Now let's draw a weird skeleton thing coming out of a closet in an hour and 20 minutes while I'm live streaming and communicating with people and giving away notebooks and showing books I'm reading. Like, computers can never do that shit. So AI's not going to, AI ain't got nothing on me. I'm not worried about it. But those are the types of things that we jam on sometimes on the the Thursday night thing. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And um, I've been talking a lot about YouTube too, like because I think that YouTube could be something for artists, but you got to be careful because I'm talking to artists, which is great. But a lot of artists are going to make the same mistakes I made early on, where you're going to mix up your audience. Here, Todd says, my subscription list had Jazza, Rob Marzello. I have his Procreate brushes and some iPad painting channels, and a YouTube suggested me to them. So I already know this in my data that YouTube right now, one of my most popular videos is the how to draw comics on Procreate, and people still come for that and they subscribe for that. And that's okay that I have that type of content. But most of my content is this stuff, like inspirational, like I hope you draw, I hope you keep going, because it's not enough to just draw on Procreate and do a comic. It's like the deeper the deeper productivity. How do you do this shit with a full-time job? How do you stay encouraged? I have another channel coming, relatively soon. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry to launch it. I've got like personal stories, like maybe this boy is me. Now that I'm looking at it, I'll show you what I mean real quick. Real quick. I got this, showed this in other streams a little bit, but I've been working behind the scenes. Like I got a whole um, family stories about, like, whoop, there I am. I got a story about how my brother put me in a sleeping bag when I was a kid and told me it was a body bag and spun me around. So these are like dysfunctional family stories, but they're also kind of wholesome. Um, but I got a lot. I got a lot of that coming up on a different channel though, not on this channel. And I'm not going to share the channel because I'd rather YouTube figure it out. I don't even know who my people is, like. But now I'm like drawing this, and subliminally I'm like, well, maybe it's me, because I've always said, I said in the other stream last night that I've always been kind of curious. If a monster, I might scare the shit out of me if a monster came out of my closet, but then I'd be like, what are you? I might want to try and talk to it and understand it. Probably not. I'd run like shit, and run out of here. I would run to the hills. But it occurred to me this month too, doing this stuff, and like January when I was drawing those stories, and like just so many deep, profound things would come from art, the act of creativity and art. Like you're getting really deep into stuff, and you're like, wait, maybe all people, maybe the majority of people come from dysfunction and not this perfect Americana life. When you look around the world, how privileged we are to be in America, um, those kind of feelings, like I think about all that shit. It makes me grateful, but it also makes me kind of go like, maybe my people are black sheep. Maybe they're not artists. Maybe they're the black sheep of the family. They just happen to be artists or musicians or tattoo artists. You just happen to be artists because that's something that happens to a lot of black sheep. You just kind of go your own way. Maybe that's my people, not comic book people, not, there's always a layer like under a layer. What the people I'm talking to are feeling something deeper than just the art. Does that make sense? I don't know. Whatever. I think it makes sense to me. So I hope that it encourages you somehow. I wish I had all the answers. That guy about a month ago, he might be watching now, maybe, who was in Ecuador, saying that I'm going to have to borrow money from the motorcycle people. I'm like, what the fudge? You got to borrow money. I know what that means. When you owe money to the motorcycle people, They probably come and like chainsaw your hands off if you don't pay them. I've seen it. It's weird. It's just, man, that sounds scary, and I feel like it was real, you know. But what can I do for you? So I gave him all the advice. We put him on the podcast, kind of. We linked to him, and I got him a couple orders. But then a couple days later, he's like, "Hey man, can you post about me again?" And I'm like, "Dude." I sent him a message, and I'm like, "Tough love," you know. I was just kind of like, "Hey man, I told you what to do. You didn't update your website. You didn't update your links. You got to help yourself at some point. You got to get out there and hustle. If you don't have a job and you're in another country, YouTube's probably one of the best places that you could be every night. Because if you're messaging me and you have the internet and you have enough technology to get on somehow on the internet on the interwebs, you should be building your uh, brand that way. You know, I don't know, but I didn't want I wanted to be as nice as possible, but I felt like, man, I'm being hard on this guy. But he was like, "Thank you," and then I never heard from him again. The motorcycle people got him probably. No, I hope not. I hope he figured his stuff out. You know, but you got to help yourself. You got to be like whatever situation you're in, whether if you're feeling miserable in a relationship or a, a, a relationship, and I don't mean like love. I mean a work relationship, a friendship. Um, we talked last night a little bit about that. How do you get the energy vampire people out of your life? It's hard. It's hard to do because you love them, or you think you do, and then you don't want to. You know, isn't that gouache brush fun? Look at that. Look what it does. I really like the. I don't know. This isn't a digital painting or anything, but like, I really love the how it blends and just does stuff naturally in there. I like it. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, freaking energy vampires, man. Indeed. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Does the word bubble say I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. That's pretty creepy. I think this is almost done. Actually, it's pretty lame. Pretty lame. But it's day 28, and I just want this like weird monster nightmare from the closet to just be saying like, let's see. Maybe I'll go into the color pack thing. Let's see what happens. Chisel. That one looks fun. Let's see what that. Nope. I want the color pack. Okay, this one might be good. It's just saying thank you. I like those color brushes too. What are you? So thank you for watching. For some of you have been here, I feel like every single night. Almost all. I mean, I've seen the names: Steph, KK, so many. If not every night, like quite a bit. We weren't doing giveaways or anything like that. We were just grinding through it. So thank you. This monster here is saying like thank you to this little boy. It's like, hey, you look sad. You look sad. Here, would you like my teddy? Oh, thank you. Maybe that's all it takes. Give your inner self your inner nightmares a thing. Let's go through. I'm just gonna do it real quick. We're gonna do a review. I just want to do a review of mine because it feels good now. Like, look at that, 28. When we started out, it was like, oh man, I'm gonna fail at this. Let me go ahead and get rid of my graphics here, just so I can get that. Come on, come on. All right. Day one was. I'm gonna try to remember the prompts, which I'm not gonna get right because there's a lot of them. But let's do it. That was a unicorn past its prime by our friend uh, Chubblegum. This was day two that I messed up because I had the podcast and the thing at the same night, and I was like, "What do I do? I don't know. I'm just gonna do pencils." But it's the "Call Me Bronco" from the Groundhog Day again theme. This was me when I was in like the fifth grade drawing Iron Maiden. I was the problem child, so the prompt was problem child. Angry but adorable. I just thought of a raccoon, and I was like, "Oh, it's got to be Rocket Raccoon." Let's go through. All right. Gremlin mode. So I like my favorite gremlin is the nerdy gremlin or the brain. Brain is his name. And we had a thing in the chat where we were like, "What does his book say?" Waterworld. So that was a fun memory. Oh, come on, man! No, don't freeze. Don't freeze now. Home stretch. The Only Way Out is Through by Tom Brazelton. You know, he was an old school webcomic friend. Tom Brazelton. You got the Juggernaut. Talked about. Oh, come on. No. We did the Dastardly Duo, and I just did this because I was like, honestly, I was like, I gotta draw something for the YouTube that people will like, and so I did those two for Dastardly Duo. Come on, it's not wanting to. Universe in a Cup. Our friend Tom Romano, I believe, did this one. The prompt. He's been ill, and his wife's been ill, so I hope that Tom's feeling better. He's missed out on this, but I messaged him and I was like, Tom, where you been? He's like, oh man, I've been sick. So, but Tom had a great Universe in a Cup. The next one was At Least He's Housebroken. I can't believe I'm remembering all these. And I did Harry and the Hendersons. And again, pencil sketch there. I don't remember what this one was. I don't remember this one, but I don't remember what that one was. This one was like TV Time by Kaiser Illustrations. I know that one. I did that. There I am again. Every time you see like a red shirt, I don't know why. If I draw myself as a child, I'm wearing a red shirt. Um, Everybody did Pee Wee Herman for the Night Monkeys. What is it? I don't make monkeys. I just train them. I did Monkey Man. That was an old comic of mine. Yeah. Uh, the Price You'll Pay for Love. That's my dog Daisy. Because we were like, we spent so much money on this stupid dog. I love that dog. Cupid's Bad Day. He's got a broken arrow. He's fighting the broken-hearted black ninjas here. Birds at Work. Again, I kind of went with that theme of going back to a book I did called Crackers with James Patrick. So I was just kind of reminiscing a little bit. Then we did Thick as Thieves, and this was Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser, kind of like a D&D fantasy vibe. This was Don't Look Back, and that was my character Stitch from I talked about it in that stream. You can go watch it. This was An Embarrassing Night Out, and this is when I actually was misspelling I was misspelling a lot of stuff on the stream that night, but that's a fun one. This is Penelope lifts the spear. Penelope picked up the sphere, and I drew that little badass. Every time I do that, I'm gonna freeze it. Come on. Whoa, no. Almost there. All right. This one was Tainted Love, right? So I did a little love potion. I liked how that came out too. I'm going to zoom in on that real quick just to look at it. All right, great. Let it come back. It's got to like take a second. Procreate's like, hey, what are you doing? Need space. Again, I was just feeling kind of nostalgic, so I drew the characters from my old 1999 comic strip when I was self syndicated and just talked about that. Like, that was interesting. This was the what? Bad Valentines or the Dark Candy Hearts. That was fun. That was an easy one, you know. My favorite one of the whole month, I think, might be Vanilla Freeze because this was cold as ice. And then he has a little meter there that says ice cold and cold as ice. By the way, every stream is here on the channel. So this was, well, that didn't work. And we did Wile E. Coyote theme. That was fun. The tarot theme was An Unfortunate Fortune. That was, the idea that we're all going to die, but it's okay. Just draw till you die. Here we have the Funky Wood Animal King. I can't believe I'm remembering most of these, except for the alien one. I forgot that one. Funky Wood Animal King. Last night, what was last night's? Ghostly Love. And then tonight. So, again, thank you for watching. It's been really fun. Maybe we'll do it again sometime, but not right now. Like, who knows? I don't know. Make sure you're on the drawing list, the Draw or Die club down there. That the email, this. Wait, let's do that. This URL. Go to newsletter. Make sure you're on that. And it's been a trip. I'm looking forward to not doing this for a few nights, but I'll be back here Thursday at 8 p.m. for our podcast number, whatever, because I forgot what number it is. But we'll talk about doing this. We'll talk about some other stuff, and then we'll be back for the weekend stuff. We'll just get back on track next week. Thanks for watching, Swit. You hung out the whole time. Most of you hung out the whole time. Really appreciate you. And stay encouraged out there. I mean it. And if you need anything, I don't have all the answers, but I can maybe point you in the right direction. So we'll see you soon. Draw or Die.